Hello, everybody, and welcome to C1 Week 15. We're going to be looking at travel in Unit 4. So let's take a look at the classes. We have masterclass every Friday at 11 o'clock and also at 7 o'clock. So what do we use comparing for? When we compare, we often talk about the pros and the cons of something. There are many synonyms for the pros and the cons of something. Let's review them. One of the pros is, but a con would be. One of the advantages is, whereas a disadvantage might be. One of the benefits is, however, a drawback could be. One of the upsides is, while a downside is probably. One of the positives is, yet a negative might be. So we need to use connectors for contrast like but, whereas, however, while, or yet in order to compare the advantages and the disadvantages. So what should we be doing? When we are in a discussion task or a conversation task, you need to use a variety of vocabulary to reach C1 level. You need to be able to change between terms with agility to reach a C1 level. For example, the pros and the cons of something, the advantages and disadvantages of something, the benefits and drawbacks of something, the upsides and downsides of something, the positives and negatives of something. So what I'm going to do is ask you some questions. I would like you to use the advantages and disadvantages in your answers to strike a balance, to give a balanced answer. So I will ask you the question. I would like you to respond and to talk about the advantages and disadvantages. So, 1. What are the pros and cons of traveling alone? Very good. What are the upsides and downsides of backpacking? Very good. What are the benefits and drawbacks of ecotourism? Very good. What are the advantages and disadvantages of using public transport? Very good. And what are the positives and negatives of traveling with friends? Very good. Right. So we're looking at the advantages and disadvantages of things related to travel. Make sure you give a balanced answer. Use contrast and comparing to do this. It's really important to practice because these types of questions are always on the C1 exam. Now, let's have a conversation. I'm going to explain a situation to you. I want you to put the video in pause and have a conversation with a partner. You must practice asking and answering questions. The key to interact effectively is to initiate, ask questions, and respond, answer questions. So let's practice some speaking. What are the main pros and cons of staying in your own country for a holiday? You need to speak for about 2 minutes with a partner, and you must talk about the options: transport, cost, culture, language, and food. All right? So I would like you to speak together for about 2 minutes about what are the advantages and disadvantages of staying in your own country when you are on vacation. All right? Put the video in pause. Okay, thank you. Now you have about 1 minute to decide which would be the greatest upside and why. Okay, fantastic. Well done. Now, let's look at some discussion questions. I will ask you the questions, put the video in pause, and I would like you to answer. So, would you rather travel in your own country or abroad? Very good. Some people say that it is only a holiday if you go abroad. Do you agree? Very good. Are you interested in learning about other cultures? Very good. What are the benefits of using a little of the local language when you are abroad? Very good. And do you tend to try new things when you are on holiday? Very good. So we have these different questions. What I would like you to do is to ask and answer the questions and discuss together. Remember to compare, talking about the advantages and the disadvantages and explain why. So what have we learned in this class? We have looked at how can we use pros and cons. We use them using synonyms, the advantages and the disadvantages, the upsides and the downsides, the benefits and the drawbacks. How can we maintain an effective conversation about holiday? The key is to ask and answer questions in an effective way so that you can discuss travel and interact with your partner. And next, how can we use pros and cons to strike a balance in a conversation? The key is to always compare a pro and a con. Do not only speak about the pros, do not only speak about the cons, because this is an unbalanced answer. You want it to be balanced and to talk about pros and cons, upsides and downsides. Remember, we can also learn more English on our Instagram channel or on our YouTube channel. You can follow it with the QR code here, or you can simply follow the links in the description below. So, thank you very much, everyone, and see you in the next class.